Assalamu alaikum and a very pleasant morning, girls. Today we are going to see spelling rules. Okay, here for you is prescribed is apostrophe. Now I'm going to tell you the general spelling rules. Okay, is that clear, ma? Then here I'm presenting to you the basic English spelling rules. You should definitely know about it. Okay, first you have to know what is the common spelling mistakes you are doing. Okay, is it clear, ma? Here, at its best, English spelling can be perplexed, especially for non-native speakers and writers. The following rules and suggestions are offered as aids. You will always be able to find exceptions to these rules, but most writers find them helpful. Here, no matter how good a writer you are, there are some words which you may find difficult to spell. Okay, this could be because the word you are struggling to spell is a very long one. One example of this is there is a major word from movie Mary Poppins. Okay, something to say when you have nothing to say. Other times, words are tricky to spell correctly because they are not very commonly seen or used these days. Okay, tricky. 14, that is most of the commonly misspelled words in English are believe or believe, that is B-E-L-I-E-V-E or B-E-L-E-I-V-E. Okay, here in that way that is like misspelled, that is where we have to put I or E, that time we becomes confused. Okay, like surprise, S-U-R-P-R-I-S-E or S-U-R-R-S-U-P-R-I-S-E, like that. Okay, lose, that is L-O-S-E or L-O-O-S-E, like that. We become confused. In that way, we misspell the words. Okay, having to turn to the dictionary to help learn or remember how to spell these kinds of words is understandable. That is, dictionary is the most important thing to correct your spellings. Is it clear? Okay, and nowadays we are like best learner, like we Google it, we search it, and we learn the spelling. Right? Yes or no? Okay. Specific spelling rules for verbs and tenses. Like when dealing with the tenses, we often need to change the spelling of the verb. Okay, so here I have the commonly used English spelling rules for verbs, like how to add ing to a verb, or how to add s to a verb, or how to add ed to a verb. Is it clear? The spelling rules. The normal rule to make regular plurals in English are to change a regular verb to that is he or she, it, from, also known as a third person singular, is to add yes to the end of the word. For example, one dog, lots of dogs. I work, she works. A car, some cars. You like tea, she like coffee. But sometimes we need to add es instead of when the word ends in ch, sh, x, ss and z. But this is not common. Then we have to add es. Okay, we become confused whether we have to add yes or es. Okay, is it clear, ma? Okay. Here, 15 basic rules you need to know. Definition of important terms and spelling. Vowels, that is you know well, A-E-I-O-U, right? That is called vowels. Consonants, the other alphabetical letters, that is 21 letters. right? Except A, E, I, O, U. Is that clear, ma? Syllable. Syllable, a phonological, that is building block of a word, a whole word, or its section with single sound. For example, read, great, famous, wonderful. Then we have stress. There is a stressing sound, a relative emphasis given to a certain syllable. That is, I have underlined here creative. Creative. A sound is stressed here. Creative. Right? Creative. Okay. Focus. Focus. The O is stressed here. Cloth. O is stressed here. Stationery. Stationery. Okay. Prefix. Prefix, you know, that is adding something before a word, right? Yes or no? An element added before a stem of a word, that is after. Here we are adding post, post after, anti, against, un or in, the, to, etc. Suffixes. Suffixes, you know, that is adding something after a stem word, after a word. An element they added after a stem of a word, that is ing, able, is, ed, ly, ful, meant, is, ism, shun, etc. Okay. Now rule 1. Using ch or tch. Write tch after a short vowel. Write ch in other cases. For example is given here. Catch. ch. Kitchen. Which. That is a short vowel. Okay. Catch. Kitchen. Which. Like that. Sandwich. Such. Which. Rich. Bachelor. Much. Touch. Ostrich. And attach. Then rule 2. Get rid of the final E in cases when we have to get rid of final E. The suffix starts with a vowel. The word ends in DGE, ing is added. Example, use. That is for use, use. Okay, E is omitted here, and we add able, that is able. Suffixes here, usable. Judge, judgment, that is E is omitted, right? Judgment, meant, suffixes. By adding suffixes, we are able to omit E. Okay. Then manage. Manage, managing. Here we are omitting E. Exceptions. Exception cases are there, like here those words, like the words ending with CE or GE. Like example, acknowledge, acknowledgeable. By adding suffixes, E is present here. We are not omitting, editing E. Okay, trace, traceable. Courage, courageous. Revenge, vengeance. Okay, here in this way we are not omitting E. Some exceptional words are there. Okay, then rule 3, writing IE or EI. IE or EI. Write I before E except after C. Write IE after C in words with a shen sound. That is, we have to change that E into IE or EI. Where we have to change means, that is, write I before E. Before E we have to write I. and before, that is after C, we have to write IE. Okay, write EI when the vowel sounds as an A, like in the word weighing. Okay, A sound. In that time, weigh. It is, we are not writing A there, but the sound, okay, looks like the sound, that is weigh. Where in that word we have to write EI. Okay, in a way sound, A sound. Okay, is it clear, ma? Here, the J sound. When the J sound follows a short vowel in one syllable word, it is usually spelling DJE. There is judge, like that, edge. That is J sound. DGE, it spells, but the sound comes like J, like judge, bridge, dodge, gadget. Okay, in that J sound comes. Right? Yes or no? Instead of writing J, what we are writing? DGE we are writing. Okay. Then rule 5, using K or CK. That is, we use CK at the end of one syllable word when it follows a short vowel. We use K when there is another consonant immediately following the vowel. Here you see duck. That is a short vowel U. Yes or no? Duck, sick, truck, drink, mask, task. The second row, that is the second line in that you have drink, mask, task. Here, that is vowel is immediately followed by consonant. So, we use K. For short vowel, we are using only CK. Duck, sick, truck, like that. Okay. Rule 6. Writing L or double L when adding ing, ed. For example, travel, traveling, traveled. Okay, in that way, that single L becomes double L when we add the suffixes to the verbs. Okay, here write when a double L when a single vowel precedes it. Here example, travel, traveling, or travels, or traveler. Fulfill, fulfilling, fulfilled, fulfiller. Okay, exception. Here also exceptions are there. Like in the other words, like single L is preceded by a double vowel also. Like reveal, revealing, revealed. In that exception, we are not doubling the consonant. Is it clear? Okay, then rule 8. Using T or double T when adding ing, ed, that is suffixes to the verb. Is it clear? Okay, here some words which end in consonant double the last letter when suffixes are added to the end of the word. For example, hot becomes hotter, double T. Swim, swimming, double M. Okay, however, this doesn't always happen. Here also some exception is there. Okay, if a word ends in a consonant that has one vowel before it, then the last consonant is doubled. Like we have seen before, traveler. Travel becomes traveler. Big, biggest, double G. Okay. Here also the T, single T becomes double T when we are adding suffixes to the verbs, and here also some exceptions are there, like fit, fitting, fitted, not, knotting, knotted, allot, allotting, allotted, commit, committing, committed, omit, omitting, omitted, forget, forgetting, forgotten, but forgetful, a single L, that is exception. Permit, permitting, permitted. Here, these are the examples which doubles the consonant when we add suffixes to the verbs. Okay, here also some exceptions are there, like one syllable words with a double vowel are a long vowel sound. For example, treat. Here, EA, that is two vowel sound, a long vowel sound. Treat, treating, treated. Okay, so here in this thing there is an exception, the T doesn't becomes double T. Okay, it remains single T. Is it clear? Okay, meet, meeting. Okay, here also the long vowel is presented, so the single T doesn't double itself. Greet, greeting, greeted. Can you get my points, girls? Is it clear to you? Okay, then here rule 7, that is using LE. One consonant is usually enough before LE, that is, but words ending in LE such as little or handle need special attention. If the vowel sound is short, two consonants should go between the vowel and the LE. For example, able, idle, people, little, puzzle, handle, ample, angle. Okay, the LE sound. Is it clear, ma? Okay, then be careful if a word has two vowels before the last consonant, or there are two consonants at the end. The last letter isn't double. That is, like for example, old, oldest, shoot, shooter. If a verb ends in E, then E is removed before adding ing. As before I told you, like yes or no, make, making, come, coming. In that way, in that E is omitted and ing is added. So students often make mistakes with the spelling in English. There are other English spelling rules, but these are the most basic one. By this way, you can avoid spelling errors. Is it clear, ma? Okay. Rule 9, using or double R when adding ing, ed and some suffixes to words. For example, here write double R in a single syllable. Verbs when the final R is preceded by a single vowel. Write double R in the words of more than one syllable when the stressed doesn't fall on the first syllable. For example, star, starring, stared, starey, steer, steering, steered, confer, conferring, conferred, prefer, preferred, preferring. But preference here, R is single R is used. Okay, here the R doesn't doubled. Here also exception is there for some words. That is one syllable words when the final R is preceded by a double vowel. Okay, that is reference, preference. Okay, the word of more than one syllable with a stress on the first syllable. Example, prosper, prospered, prospering. Here also prefer, preference, like that. Okay. Is it clear, ma? Can you get my points? Okay. That rule 10, writing yes or es in a plural nouns. Here, write es if a word ends in ch, sh, ss, x or z. Otherwise, just add yes in the end. Please do remember, girls, this is most important. Okay, spelling is most important. Wherever you write, whenever you write, spelling is the most important thing. So you have to remember it very carefully. Okay. Write es for words ending in o. See exceptions also there. Like example, arc. A-R-C-H. Here you have to add es. A-R-C-H-E-S. Arcs. Branch. Branches. Fox. Foxes. Ash. Ashes. Class. Classes. Loss. Losses. Rat. Rats. Bed. Beds. Tomato. Tomatoes. Here es you have to add. Volcano. Volcanoes. Hero. Heroes. Go. Goes. Do. Does. Echo. Echoes. Here exception is there for o. Write es for word ending in o. That is shampoos, duos, pianos, hydraulics, radios, solos, sopranos, studios, videos, typos. Here in this, we are not adding es, we are just adding yes. Okay, that is exception. Is it clear, ma? Okay. Rule 11. Words ending in VE. English words never end with V. A final V is always followed by E. It doesn't end with V, so it always follows with VE, that is E, no matter which vowel precedes it. Example, have, receive, brave, believe, like that. Okay. Then we have rule 12, changing Y to I. Changing Y to I. For words that end in Y precedes by any vowel, leave the Y and add an S or a suffix. For words ending in Y, leave the Y and add ing. For words ending with Y preceded by a consonant, substitute the Y to I before any other suffixes. Example, convey, conveys. Enjoy, enjoys. Employ, employer. Try, trying. Shy, shying. Verify, verifying. Study, studying. Here the Y remains as Y. Okay, now we'll see Y will change into I. That is try, tried. When we add suffix to it, it will change to I. Imply, implies. Certify, certifiable. Laboratory, laboratories. Family, families. Here exception is also there, like dryness, shyness, slyness. Okay, then rule changing, that is I told you before. Here word ending with able, able, ain't, ain'ts, and ends. Remember how to write such words. Here example is given: incredible, invisible, sensible, admirable, suitable, dependable, attendance, ignorance, importance, sentence, difference, intelligence. Here also exception is there. There is no certain rule for these cases. I just memorize these words when you see them. Okay. Here dropping letters. Many words drop a letter when adding a suffix. That is, many letters omits. Like before we seen E is omitting and Y becomes I, like that. Okay, always the final letter. Argue, argument. Here E is omitted. Due, duly. Whole, wholly. Proceed, procedure. Humor, humorous. That is when U is omitted. Opposite, opposition. E is removed. Disaster, disastrous. Repeat, repetition. Administer, administer, administration. Here is also exception is there. There is no reliable rule for this case, so just memorize this word when you see them. Okay, here also there is no such rules that you have to memorize these words. Okay, here silent letters. Some words include letters that are not pronounced when spoken. There is silent letters. Campaign. There is G is silent here. Numb. B silent. Column. N silent. Depth. Depth. B silent. Align. G silent. Knife. K silent. Island. S silent. Pneumatic. P silent. Rhythm. Head silent. Chose. Head silent. Autumn. N silent. Fasten. T silent. Build. U silent. Okay, there is also no reliable rule for these cases, so just memorize these words when you see them. Okay, girls, by this I'll end up the session. These are the basic spelling rules. You have to know it very well. Okay, please note down all the thing which is given here, then only you will understand it clearly. Tomorrow we'll see apostrophe. That is a spelling rule of apostrophe. Is it clear, girls? Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.